In the past few weeks, David Lade has been under fire for steroid accusations. In today's video, I'm going to lay out all the facts so that you guys can get a better picture of what's actually going on. So as you guys just saw in that clip, I worked out with and met David Lade in New York City. You guys may be asking, why are you making this video, dude? Like, what's going on? So I feel like my judgment is valid because me and Dave actually have similar stats. We're both 6'3", 19, been working out the same amount of time, with similar body structures and almost the exact same weight. I feel as if it's a good standard to base this argument off of. Now this video is a little different because I'm not doing that bullshit FFMI, if you're above 25, you're a steroid user, if you're below. No, I'm looking at the objective facts here and laying it out all for you guys so that you can see for yourselves. So the first topic we're going to talk about is diet. Now, David Lade barely eats. He says in his videos time and time again how he does not get calories in and that it's a struggle and actually an inconvenience for him to consume food.
He's right, I need to eat more food. You know what, I'm taking a spoon of olive oil before I go to bed too, now that I think about it.
Basically what's going to happen is we're going to make Dave eat all his food. We're going to all sleep like nice little angel, good boys.
Food is probably the most important thing that indicates your performance in the gym. If you're not getting enough calories, you're simply not going to be able to perform, especially when you're lifting extremely heavy weight.
Basically, Dave's about to pound some food down, sleep like a little angel on it.
I woke up, I had cream, I had a muffin.
Say that Dave actually changed his diet and that he's eating extremely well now. That doesn't account for the 3 or 4 years lifting that he achieved this physique and strength level. Along with diet also comes supplementation. Now, David Lade is notorious for loving his pre-workouts and creatine. He even goes as far as to buy older pre-workouts that contain 1,3-dimeth, which is an extreme stimulant, to fuel his workouts. Let me just say that no amount of protein powder or creatine will ever get you looking like David Lade. I actually really respect the fact that Dave doesn't try to push all these supplements and companies' bullshit on his fans to sell a certain product. In conjunction with diet, the next most important thing is probably going to be your sleep. If you're not sleeping properly, giving your body time to recover, you're obviously not going to perform at your peak levels. If you guys watch David's vlogs, you know that his sleep schedule is fucked up.
Yeah, so these guys' sleep patterns are absolutely wrecked.
So far we got diet and we got sleep. 2 red flags that don't really add up. Strength and the big 3. We know that Dave is strong as fuck. I mean, this kid is very, very strong. Let's break down his big 3 lifts and some other components of his body that may or may not point to steroid use. A lot of times, people often overlook the legs. Dave's legs are his genetic gifts in terms of aesthetics and hypertrophy. I mean, he has perfect insertions for his quads, and he even has stated that if he trains his legs too much, he worries that they would become disproportionate to the rest of his body. In terms of strength, his legs don't raise any red flags. I mean, he squatted 455. I actually beat him to 425, but this is not a PP measuring contest. I'm just stating that these numbers are fine in terms of his squat. Dave also states that he does not do any leg hypertrophy work and that he only really squats, and if he wants to build up his legs, he just squats more. I follow the very same principle. I don't really do any other things for legs besides, you know, sometimes some hamstrings. Dave has quad veins and he has perfect teardrops. I mean, his legs are crazy. The deadlift. Jesus Christ, this man's deadlift is insane. His 1 rep max is 635 sumo. My vertebrae would disintegrate if I even touched the bar with that much weight. I don't fathom how he can lift 635 pounds and not break his back. Granted, this is sumo in terms of conventional. My best conventional lift is 525, and it's actually, I'm pretty sure, stronger than his 500, whatever it may be. So is his 635 sumo compared to my 525 conventional, is he just that much stronger than me? I don't know. Even when he was 17, he was deadlifting well into the 500s, which is crazy to think about. Let's talk about bench press. Now this is where it gets interesting. As you guys know, bench press is every tall and lanky person's weak point. If you guys saw his transformation video, Dave was benching 315 at 17. Granted, it's questionable with his glutes raised off the bench, but I couldn't even fathom putting 315 on my 17-year-old body without me just snapping in half. So we know that Omar Isef, a very respectable strength coach and trainer, gave David Lade a revamp on his bench press. Now, is this simple technique change responsible for his extreme improvements in his bench press? It's weird. It's kind of shady how he's now benching 390 pounds and that he failed 315 in March when we worked out in New York City. So does Dave have this secret formula that he's just hiding from everyone in his bench press, or is something else going on? So if you guys follow him on Instagram or even just watch his YouTube videos, you would know or realize that there was a period of time where he hasn't really progressed from his squat, bench, and deadlift from what his 17-year-old transformation video. I mean, his 405 squat stayed the same for about a year. His bench press stayed the same. He couldn't even bench 315 anymore. And then out of the blue, out of nowhere, he's just smashing all these plateaus, not by like 5 or 10 pounds, but like seriously breaking plateaus, like exploding in strength. If you guys have worked out for, 2, 3, 4 years, whatever it may be, you would know that it gets increasingly harder to build muscle and strength. This is the principle of diminishing returns. The more you progress, the harder it becomes. You can't just keep making all these gains. Like, you hit brick walls and then you get these small incremental increases unless you seriously change your body composition. Shoulders and traps. So I actually talked to Dave about his shoulders, and he said that they're actually 2 surgically implanted bowling balls. I mean, I'm looking to get the surgery myself, but I mean, this man's shoulders are ridiculous. Now, in some pictures, Dave's traps are non-existent. In others, he has 2 mountains that actually connect to his earlobes. This is actually a picture of Dave and Lex Griffin from the prehistoric days. So when you take steroids, a lot of the times the androgen receptors in your traps and shoulders respond very well, and that they blow up in size. These are often the indicators that people point to when they're suspect of people using steroids. Their traps are huge and their shoulders are massive and 3-dimensional, they're capped. You have shoulder striations, you have shoulder veins. Now, can you get some of these things naturally? Yes, but to this degree, no. So I actually saw behind the scenes of what goes into his Instagram pictures. In the locker room after we worked out, he got a pump for about a half hour by doing push-ups, negatives, just really getting as much blood flow into him as possible. And then he takes about 4,000 pictures and selects the perfect one. So it's no joke when people say that he's a master of angles and lighting. However, this does not account for how shredded he is year-round. I mean, and he still makes strength progress. It's kind of, the two don't go hand in hand. So when you're bulking, you actually gain fat along with the muscle. But apparently, for Dave, bulking literally converts every single calorie into new muscle, and he just gets bigger and stronger. I don't know how he does this, but I think it's a little coincidental. So there's a funny saying that is quite true in this regard. You guys get to pick 2 out of the 3. Big, natural, and shredded. Sadly, you can't really have all 3. Relatively speaking, you can be somewhat of each, but to be big, shredded, natural, and strong is just a false reality that is instilled in everyone's minds through social media conditioning. We're always around Instagram pictures, Facebook videos, advertisements. It's 100% a false reality, and so many people think that these results are possible. They're not. They're not. No one takes the time to go into the gym year after year and just grind and see how hard it actually is. If you guys are new to the gym, working out, and fitness, I encourage everyone to go to the gym for 4 years and then come back to me with a written report on what is achievable naturally. Because it is absolutely not even close to anything that is posted on social media. So Dave has been working out for about 5 years, continually destroys plateaus, just gets bigger, leaner, more shredded, and stronger day after day, week after week, month after month, post after post. He made a video addressing, is he on steroids, and he actually doesn't really answer the question. His post in itself has made it apparent that he is on steroids and he no longer cares about his natural status. After all, avoiding the steroid question in itself increases engagement and traffic to social media. People are always in the comments, are you on steroids? Can I get this big naturally? Oh, David, please answer me. I want to be so big and shredded. And notice how he just doesn't answer? It's because all those engagements build up and his social media following gets even stronger. You have to be 100% transparent with your fans. When you're put in a position with a huge social media following, there's a societal pressure to perform at your highest standard. People are watching you, they're cheering you on, they want you to succeed. And if you're not going to deliver, you get wiped out. And that's the sad reality of it. So many people are just forgotten. Old channels are dead. I guarantee within the next 2 years, the YouTube game is going to be completely different because everyone is so sick and tired of fake naturals and all this bullshit that is just being spread around on social media. Just verbal diarrhea. Just fucking cancerous posts on social media. Nobody wants it anymore. I'm not ragging on David Lade. He is an awesome guy and his content is mad good. I love watching his videos. But there are so many people in the fitness industry that are just instilling this false reality in people, and it's time for everyone to wake the fuck up.